So this month is going to be all about experimentation. First and foremost, I'm still playing with the tripod on my camera and the placement of the camera to see what all works, and hopefully this time I've got it, and compared to the last couple of reviews you can see more than just my ginormous floating head staring at you. But more importantly, in December, we're going to be talking about holiday movies in a series I like to call Holiday Jeer.
So fine trumpet ain't Christmas. You know when it goes jingle bells. If I ain't hammered and hunker, la la la, go fuck yourself.
Over the years, I have come to the conclusion that there are two kinds of Christmas movies. The first of which is the classic Hallmark, sugary sweet, oh my god, if I keep watching this I'm going to get diabetes. And then there's movies like this, Fatman. My god, this movie right here, when I saw the premise, I knew I had to see this movie. I mean, it's Santa versus a military sniper, featuring Mel Gibson as Santa. I distinctly remember seeing in the notes somewhere that Saban Films had something to do with this. And Saban Films, as in Haim Saban, the guy who gave the world Power Rangers. Ladies and gentlemen, this movie is going to be glorious! Or at least that's what I thought when I went into it anyway. The premise of the movie is simple. The son of a billionaire, known simply as Billy, is the kind of kid who thinks that the world revolves around him and he should get everything he wants. And if he doesn't get what he wants, then he hires a sniper to basically get revenge. And one day, he decides that he's had enough, and he sends that sniper to hunt down Santa Claus. Meanwhile, good old Santa Claus is facing some really crippling debt because, as it turns out, the naughty to nice ratio is weighing very heavily on naughty, and they're not able to make ends meet. So what do? Well, they do what any logical toy shop would do, sell all their assets to the military so that they can spend the other 11 months of the year building military weaponry and parts to airplanes and tanks. What? That's not something you would do? Shows how much you care. I'll be honest, man, when I saw Mel Gibson as Santa Claus, I was thinking, wow, Mel Gibson can still find work? I kind of thought we blacklisted him after that whole drunk driving incident where he started spouting every anti-Semitic thing he could think of, but I guess he did an apology tour or something down the line and now he's okay, or perhaps it's one of those situations where the only work he can find anymore is straight to video on demand because, you know, even if he hadn't gone on that rant, his glory days are behind him, you know, kind of the, I want to say Bruce Willis thing, but you know what I mean. Mel Gibson's Santa Claus doesn't really sound like Santa Claus so much as it sounds like Sling Blade. The dude comes back from a delivery and he's all, yeah, I deliver all them toys right there, gonna get me back on Mrs. Claus, gonna have me some hot chocolate and some french fried potatoes. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but at the same time, this isn't really what I think when I think Santa Claus. I figured maybe he would at least say, ho ho ho, at least once, but whatever. Admittedly, when I was reading the description on the PlayStation Network, I was kind of expecting this to be a lot zanier than it actually was. Maybe a little faster paced, maybe a little more gunfighting and a little less drama, but that's not quite what we got, and the more I think about it, the more I think maybe that was the best approach, because the premise alone is already absurd. We don't need to make this an outright cartoon, necessarily. Despite the obligatory final battle between Santa and the sniper, there really isn't a whole lot in the way of action like I thought there was going to be. A lot of the movie is focused around the idea of cat and mouse between Santa and the sniper is trying to find Santa the entire time, and meanwhile, Santa is making peace with the idea that he has to sell his shop with the military in order to pay his bills and pay his employees. And there's some jokes in there about elves being, like, elves having a psychotic work ethic of just, you know, we only need 20 minutes a night to sleep, you know, so we can get back to work, and, you know, we love our work, etc., etc., and I'm not saying a lot of this is bad or really even disappointing, but It is definitely not the direction I was expecting this movie to take. Despite all of this, though, I've definitely seen worse Christmas movies than this. I've honestly even seen worse movies in this little subgenre of Christmas movies than this. This is, honestly, okay. It's not going to light the world on fire, but it's definitely worth a watch. I mean, just to see Mel Gibson as Santa Claus, that's something, right? If you've ever wanted to see Santa Claus get into a gunfight with a dude all in black in the North Pole, that's definitely something you want to see. If you want to see Santa Claus and said assassin then engage in a knife fight when they all run out of ammo, that's something worth seeing, right? If you've ever wished Santa Claus would just kick at, there's all kinds of reasons to see this movie, trust me. It will not disappoint. Overall, I'm going to be a little generous and I'm going to give it 3 hats out of 4. And that's going to do it for this week's review of a holiday movie. Be sure to come back next time when I have another one. I don't know if it's going to be a Netflix original, a Hulu original, if I'm going to find it on Pluto TV, or if I'm going to have to rent it off the PlayStation Network. This whole thing is basically just holiday movies, regardless of where they came from, and I hope you're down with that idea. I look forward to putting out more of these throughout the weeks of December, and if you like what you see, as always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Twitter @TommyTealHat, and I will see you next time.